Strange fish that can only live in the deep sea where there is no sunlight has come to the surface of the sea. The world was amazed at this moment. What kind of fish is it? Why did this fish come to the surface from the deep sea? This is the secret of the English fish. We have not studied the ocean as much as we can. We only know 5% of the ocean. That 5% of the creatures that can live in the ocean are beyond our imagination, and most importantly, it is a very scary fish, the angler fish. Is it an angler fish? These fishermen call them anglers. They catch fish by putting bait on them. They call them all anglers. Just like this type of fishing, this fish also catches fish with a bait. Just as fishermen catch fish with bait, in the same way, this fish catches fish with bait. The fish is given a name. It looks like a scary monster from a Hollywood movie. Not only does it look like a monster, but its life is also a bit strange. There are more than 200 species of anglerfish in total. This anglerfish has the ability to change its nature and shape according to the place where it grows. They say that the anglerfish is found only in the Arctic and Antarctic polar regions. Not only that, but this anglerfish can mostly live from 2,000 meters to 4,000 meters. So simply put, it is a deep-sea fish. Mostly, it is seen on the surface, which is very rare, a fish that can only enjoy the deep sea and live in such a dark place that its eyes cannot see. This fish belongs to the labyrinth family and is from the early Cretaceous period. It is said that it may have evolved through evolution. The fossils found provide evidence that this fish evolved 10 to 12 million years ago. This fish has a special thing that other fish do not have. Have you seen that a fish has a fish bait? There are 200 different types of English fish and 200 types of bait. Each English fish changes in its bait. It is said that the bait changes depending on the place where it lives and the temperature. This bait has played an important role in evolution. It is not known how this fish got this bait, but all English fish belonging to this type and family must have some kind of bait. The scientific name for this is escamkamana. We will tie a worm to the bait. That kind of lure is a special lure for these fish. This is a very unique part of each bait. This English fish, which lives in the deep sea, has come to this special area. Have you seen that English fish lure? It is almost a bioluminescent one. That is, a light is lit at the tip. How did you get that bioluminescent one? You may be wondering, that is why there are bioluminescent bacteria that are activated in the deep sea. These bacteria are captured in this lure and can search for relationships in the deep sea. Is this a bait that the English fish use? The deep sea is definitely not visible to the naked eye. There is no sunlight at all. Some creatures come by following this kind of light. The English fish follows this kind of different bait to eat those creatures. There are lures that can create light in the deep sea, like English fish. They live in shallow 1000 or 500 m. English fish use some different lures. For example, look at the English fish here. It has a different object on its bait, like a worm. When you come to see what it is, you put the fish in its mouth and go. Some fish have a light-up spider, or spider web, all over their body. So, depending on where each fish grows, the lure with it changes depending on the place where it grows. This gives the English fish a unique look, and also, when it was supposed to live in the deep sea, this kind of fish often comes to that lure and does not fall. So, when it comes, it is said that it should not let the fish go, no matter how big the fish is. It can put it in its mouth and eat food twice its size. It is said that this English fish can eat anything and its body expands to such an extent that if you come and see it, it will be made of a soft jelly-like structure. The deep sea is not built to withstand that pressure. It has a strong exoskeleton, that is, a solid bone. The body of the English catfish is made of a jelly-like consistency. We have prepared it to withstand that pressure. If it reaches the head of the shark, the excessive pressure will make its body soft, so you can't even handle it in your hand. The English catfish is in a condition that breaks if you touch it. You see, when it is rough, you know, but it is very soft. The boy expands his stomach like this and puts the food of the catfish in his mouth. If you see these English cats, they are opportunistic predators. They are almost like hyenas. Hyenas also hunt. At the same time, they will eat even dead and rotten food. They will eat whatever is available. This is the same way that this English catfish eats. When living in the deep sea, where there is a shortage of food, they will eat it as soon as they get it. They also hunt. They will eat even dead creatures. Look at these teeth. They have a big mouth that has grown inwards. If you look at those jaw bones, they are not connected. So they expand these jaw bones like a snake and eat as much food as they can eat and swallow. They also eat dead creatures, like the bait that jellyfish do not have. Jellyfish do not have swim bladders. If you look at jellyfish, they have swim bladders that can hold air in their bodies. Many fish float underwater by controlling the air in these swim bladders, but in the body of jellyfish, there is no such thing as a swim ladder. You can't maintain the pressure in the deep sea, which requires pressure to maintain the swim ladder. You might ask, how does it float without swim ladders? It uses its flexible tissue, which is called lipids, which means that unlike other fish, this fish uses its jelly-like body like a balloon to float, so it is very different from other fish. Do you know what is another terrible difference? The size of this fish is only 1 foot long, but some types of fish can grow up to 3 feet long, and that too, depending on the food available in the place where it is found. All the fish that can grow to this size are female. If you look at the fish, it is not 1 foot, but if it is 3 feet long, it is. Have you ever seen the males of this English fish? They are like little guppies, meaning that the males are only 10% of the size of the females, meaning that the mature males are only the size of a small fish. Think about it. So far, we have seen a huge sexual difference in these fish. Even if you take the height, the females are a little bigger and the males are smaller, but you can almost equalize that size comparison. But how did this huge size difference develop in these fish, which is unprecedented in any living creature? Research has been going on for a long time. How can males reproduce when they are so small? You must have wondered. This reproductive system is completely different. This male English fish reaches maturity within a few days of birth. Mostly, they do not grow with their parents and grow on their own. At that time, when they reach maturity, these fish develop a unique sensory system. They say it is an olfactory system. They can detect this by telling them where the females of their species are. When they find the females of that species, they immediately go and propose to them. There is no response at all. They run away like a snake and bite some part of the female's flesh. They bite with their mouth. As soon as they bite, a kind of enzyme comes out of their mouth and connects the male body to the female body. Over time, this male becomes a part of the female. This male becomes part of the female's circulatory system. The male's eyes, ears, nose, and body parts all become the female's nutrition. All that is left is the sperm, when you think about it. The male takes the sperm in the sperm sac and starts putting it in this way. That's all the life of the male. As soon as the sperm is born, it goes to the female's body and bites and mates with each other. That's all that's left. The female watches everything. I've never heard of any animal mating like this. There is a strange mating. And fun fact, if you ask me, how many male fish can mate with a female fish? Over time, if you see that female fish, those male fish, like fins attached to its body, will be like lifeless bodies. They call this parasitic reproduction. Like a parasite, these male fish also mate with female fish. I've never heard of any other creature like this. It's very strange to hear and see this like that fish. There are many that live in the deep sea. This is how English fish mate because it is difficult to find female fish in the deep sea. What do you think? Maybe this kind of reproduction system follows it, but this is what some fish that can live in shallow waters, if not 500 feet, if not 400 feet, have been found to mate like normal fish. And if you have seen the eggs of some fish that lay eggs that are not buoyant, you have seen them float and just float to the top of the water. When they reach the top, those eggs break and turn into larvae and go back to the deep sea. That is how some English fish eggs have been seen at the top, larvae that can emerge from the eggs have been seen at sea level like this. Except for some English fish, no adult English fish has ever been found in shallow water, that is, in the sea. I have never seen it before. Most of the time, anglerfish do not come to the surface of such places, but in February 2025, who would have expected it? If you had seen a humpback anglerfish 2 kilometers away from the coast of Terrible, you would have noticed it. This type of anglerfish is only found in the deep sea and has bioluminescent properties. This photo was taken by an ocean photographer named David. At first, he thought it looked like a plastic bag, but after taking a good look, he realized that it was an anglerfish. He took a video of it. When he was taking the video, he looked at the anglerfish next to him and saw if it was small. Researchers are puzzled as to why the anglerfish would come up from the shop. Until now, no such thing has been noted, except for dead fish that come up. No living fish has ever been found alive. No fish came up. At that time, many scientific and so-called science reasons were given for this. There was a lot of conspiracy. You must have heard that a terrible monster called Leviathan was going to come out of the deep sea. What are the chances of that happening? Maybe it was a change created by climate change. Some scientists believe that this El Niño is coming, so that climate change may have caused some kind of change among people, so they are guessing that this fish came up, but only one fish came. Maybe it was only one fish that we recorded. For that reason, I don't know what this fish was thinking. Maybe it was like, it came up to see what the sky was like. I can't say. Maybe it was a volcano or some kind of small earthquake in the deep sea. There may have been an earthquake and the ministry may have changed the location a little, scaring the fish a little and making it swim higher. There are many reasons, but the exact reason why this fish came up is still unknown. At that time, there were many conspiracies circulating online, saying that none of this is true. We can only continue to research and find out. We don't know how many other strange and bizarre fish like this live on our Earth. We will continue to search.